Hi, thank you for joining me here today. I'm Christina with Ask a Montessorian, and I am going to share with you 10 things that you can do right now with your children at home. And these 10 things are designed to encourage their independence and concentration. One of the first things that you can do at home that we're severely lacking in the traditional school system, even in some private schools, is grace and courtesy. You can practice saying please and thank you. You can do like little comedy skit nights as a family and make way for someone to pass. Show them how to lift a chair up and take it out from underneath the table without scraping it on the ground. Show them how to carry a tray, show them how to carry a chair. Grace and courtesy is very detailed in the Montessori classroom. There are lots and lots of different lessons. One of my favorite lessons that really helps with their coordination as they get older and they start to participate in sports and whatnot is carrying a tray, because you can make it significantly more advanced as they grow older. It starts with something as simple as a 2-year-old simply carrying a chair. And I'm gearing this video towards 3-year-olds. But let's say that you have a very advanced 3-year-old. You can add, and carrying a tray is just super easy for them. So you take a glass of water and you put it on the tray. You may want to start with a glass of rice or a glass of beans. You may want to start with some sort of solid object. They carry the chair around, or they carry the tray around. You can put some tape on the floor. I'm trying to think of the best tape that we've used before. Gaff tape would probably be really good if you can get your hands on it. If you have a tile floor or a ceramic floor, hard floor, you can use a variety of different kinds of tape. There are some that are really great for carpets. If you're interested in more information, feel free to shoot me a message and I can find out the tapes that stick well with carpet, because there are some brands that are really great. You want to put some tape on the floor and they practice walking on the line. This is part of practical life and grace and courtesy. The most advanced lesson in grace and courtesy is when you put everything together. So they're carrying a tray, they've got a glass of water on the tray, and then another child places a book on their head, and then 2 books, and then 3 books. And they naturally begin to develop the most beautiful posture and balance. So that's something that you can do at home right now. I have 9 more things you can do at home. The second one is you want to put low shelves in the kitchen, in the bathroom, in the bedroom. Make everything at their eye level. Think about what the world is like from their perspective and begin to establish an environment in your home that accentuates that. The third thing you can do is to incorporate a bunch of stools. Greg still has 4 of them. Although now that he's a ninja warrior and we don't wear shoes in the house, so it doesn't bother me too much, but sometimes it gets to me. He just crawls all over everything. He crawls up into the cabinets and everything. And sometimes my heart is like, careful, please, careful. But yeah, he doesn't use his stool so much anymore now that he's 10. But you want stools for your short, beautiful children, because you want them to be able to feel like if they need something, they can go and get it on their own. And you set up your kitchen in such a way that they have access to the things that they need to, let's say, make a bowl of cereal in the morning and whatnot. Number 4, set aside an area in the refrigerator where they can have their own shelf or their own drawer with their own foods on it that they can reach. So put some foods in the refrigerator that are at their level, so they can go in the refrigerator and get themselves a snack if they want to. Number 5, you're gonna find child-size glasses, bowls, utensils, all sorts of different things that you think that they might be using. You can get them in small sizes. They have utensils. They weren't at our Target run. I made this video. I created this video where my daughter filmed me at Target, and unfortunately they did not have tiny utensils. You want to stay away from plastic because there's no cause and effect. For example, you've got your child and they're sitting with you at the table and they have a plastic spoon and you're busy doing something. You're finishing their breakfast, cooking or whatnot, and they want your attention. They take, let's say, plastic cup is a better example because they're the cause and effect. So they've got this plastic cup and they want your attention. So they launch the cup across the kitchen. Just throw the cup across the kitchen like they like to do occasionally when they want your attention. So if they have a glass, let's say a little votive candle holder, those little, you can get them at, goodness gracious, I've been looking and I haven't been able to find them. However, nowadays you can find almost anything on Amazon. So I recommend checking Amazon. It's an empty votive candle holder. They are the perfect size for little tiny hands to hold. And they're glass. So if they're trying to get your attention and they launch the votive candle holder across the kitchen, guess what's going to happen? It's going to shatter into a bunch of pieces and they're going to go, oh, and it's going to create cause and effect, give them a deep sense of understanding. And then you get out the dustpan and the little brush and you carefully show them how to sweep it up. And depending on their age, it's glass, so you got to be careful, but you let them sweep it up themselves. All right. Number 6, glass. Again, glass or ceramic pitchers in the refrigerator where their little area is, and you put their favorite drinks in there, such as milk or juice. I hope I don't have to tell you that it's not a good idea to give your children soda. The sugar content is really, really high. A lot of Montessori schools have a no sugar policy, and it creates like not only health issues, but it gives them that boost of sugar and then they're lethargic the rest of the day. High fructose corn syrup, you can Google it, lots of negative side effects. I'm not the perfect mother, even though I would like to be. I strive to be with Greg. Maybe once a month or once every other month, I let him have Sprite, and he loves Sprite. And just because it's, we like sugar, we end up getting addicted to it. There's this amazing book called Sugar Blues that was written in the 1970s, and I highly recommend you check it out. The impact of sugar on us is not good. That's why we have diabetes and all these other things going on in our culture. So anyhow, please refrain from giving your children sugar, soda pop, sugary drinks in any context. If you can do 100% juice, not from concentrate, that's a little bit better. We primarily do water in our house and some plant milks. If for any reason, think about the dental bills, because the dental bills will pile up really quickly if your children have access to sugary drinks in the home. Let's see here. Number 7. This is one of my favorite exercises in the practical life of the Montessori classroom. And you can do it at home. So exciting. You can do it at home with your beautiful little children. So, my favorite exercise is care of flowers. It's actually called flower arranging. So it's care of the outdoor environment. However, you can bring in a beautiful bouquet of flowers, or you can bring in a potted flower plant, and you can show your child all the pieces of the flower from the sepals to the stamen to the petals, and lots of vocabulary going on with the flower. Lots of vocabulary with plants in general. Talk about the roots and how the roots carry all the important nutrients up to the plant so the plant can live a beautiful life, and how much they need light and how much they need water and all that good stuff. And so in flower arranging, it's actually probably four, unless you have a 3-year-old who has very concise small motor skills. If your 3-year-old is more advanced, you may want to start this with your 4-year-olds. There are lots of materials that go in with this lesson. You want to bring scissors, cotton balls, a water bottle, a tray to carry everything with. They put the plant on the tray. When they're working, they wear an apron to keep their clothes clean. And it signifies the beginning of their job. They feel important in it. They use the scissors to cut off the dead parts of the leaves. You can include a little trowel or a little rake, small little trowel and a small little rake for their small little hands, because they need to get their little hand around the wooden handle, or the metal handle of the tool. So think about small items. And they use the trowel to turn the soil over if you have a potted plant. This is care of the plant. And then they can rake the soil. There's a lot of different things that they can do. Please feel free to message me if you have any questions about any of the practical life exercises. I'm trained in primary 3 to 6-year-olds from the Association of Montessori International, and I would be more than happy to share any of my practical life exercises with you in more detail. So you have care of the plant, and then flower arranging is my favorite one. And you can buy a bouquet of flowers at your local grocery store. You bring it home, you open it up, and you present it to the child, show them how to take the plastic off, and then you get some vases or vases, however you'd like to say it, and some doilies. We use doilies in Montessori because they just had their centennial, and the doilies make your bouquet look a little more beautiful. An aesthetically pleasing environment is an important component of Montessori. You can put doilies all around the house, put the vases all around the house, and let the child arrange flowers all morning. They love it. You show them how to take the flower and line it up against the table with the vase to ensure that the flower is the correct length to fit into the vase. And then they cut the stem inside the water. So you have a bowl. There's some sort of step. There's an importance to this, and I honestly can't remember what it is. So maybe if you know, you can share with us. Cutting the stem inside the water is one of the important steps that we follow in Montessori. So we cut the stem inside the water, and then the child places the flower inside the vase, and they may be able, depending on how big the vase is, they could fit 3 or 4 stems inside there. And then they take their vase and their doily, and they decide where in the home they'd like to place it. And it's really beautiful, and the children really enjoy that activity. And number 8, this kind of goes along with care of the environment and care of the outdoor environment. You can get a small watering can that's easier for the child to fill and carry. So think about their size and whether or not they can hold the weight of the watering can when it's full. Get your child some gardening gloves and some seeds and a small rake and a small shovel, and take them outside and show them how to plant a garden. It's February here in Flagstaff right now, so it is not planting season, probably not until May. However, you take them to the gardening store and you show them the back of the seed packets, and you invite them to find what kinds of things that they would like to plant, because we do have annuals that go all year round. Not necessarily here in Flagstaff because we have the frost, but definitely down in Phoenix and some other areas throughout the United States and the world. So Gardening is so much fun. They really enjoy getting their hands dirty and connecting with the earth. And it's a really beautiful thing to watch when someone as young as 3 begins to make that connection. Number 10, oh, I'm sorry. Number 9, number 8 was gardening. Number 9, cook. You can cook with your children. Invite them into the kitchen. Give them a safety lesson first. Show them how dangerous the stove can be, and create some very simple, easy to follow recipes. Grilled cheese sandwiches. Spaghetti, depending on how you make the sauce and what goes into it. Remember, a 3-year-old has a short attention span. As you do more at home with them to build their concentration, and they have their own authority to go around the home and work on things to build their own concentration, as that concentration grows, you can begin to introduce much more complicated recipes and lessons throughout the home. But in the beginning with a 3-year-old, you want to keep it very simple. For example, preparing vegetables. We do that in practical life, where they cut the celery and they might make a dip, like a ranch dip with milk or something like that. So keep it simple, but let them participate in the kitchen as much as possible. They can pour things with you. They can mix things with you. They can learn how to clean up their messes. That's always something that you want to encourage at a very young age. And then they will naturally keep a clean environment as they grow older. It's part of their sense of order, their inner sense of order. And number 10, this one's my favorite because we talk about this in elementary Montessori training for 6 to 12-year-olds. However, I think it's really important to emphasize doing it with your 3-year-old. And I understand that we're evolving right now because of COVID, and some people are concerned about their children. However, there are still lots of places you can take them out. So number 10 is going out. We talk about it in elementary in the sense that you want to set up a mentor for your child. So for your 3-year-old, you can take them to the museums. You can take them to the library. You can take them to the grocery store. You can take them clothes shopping. You can take them anywhere that you need to go to run errands, and give them the opportunity to interact with people outside of your family. That way they can practice the grace and courtesy that you're practicing with number 1. Please and thank you. And my name is, how are you today? And they'll gain a really beautiful sense of empathy when they start to interact with other people. That's it. 10 things that you can do at home right now with your 3-year-old child. Please, as always, feel free to ask a Montessorian, and thank you for watching. I hope you all have a beautiful day.